What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Bioshock Infinite! So, we have arrived in Finkton, which apparently is where Fink Industries lies. I never would have guessed that. So, apparently this is where people are waiting in line to be, I guess, interviewed for employment here. And it's quite the line, as you can see. I mean, there's a kiosk here with an automaton inviting us in. There's a voxophone in here I'm going to go ahead and get.
The truth is, I don't have a lot of time for all that prophecy nonsense. I tell you, belief is just a commodity. Old Comstock, well, he does produce, but like any tradesman, he's obliged to barter his product for the earthly ores.
How are we going to get into Finkton?
Illegally. Let's look for another way in.
No, sir. That's Fink timber, a Fink hammer, and Fink's hand to swing it. He needs me,
All yours.
lest he soil his own.
So apparently they're not people in this town must really want to work because the kiosk is closed and people are still hoarding around it. So I had Elizabeth hack our way into this room, and in this room is going to be that weapon I was talking about in the last video I never picked up, the pig volley gun. And I'm going to be demonstrating it here soon. It's the last go-to weapon that I really recommend for splash damage. There is a variant of it later that does count as a separate weapon, but this one is better. So ideally I'd prefer to have this or the rocket launcher. So unfortunately we're going to have to force our way in, which means we got to lockpick our way down into the lower areas of this building, which is going to cause enemies to be like, hey, you're not supposed to be here, and draw their aggro. There's a Patriot already spawned in right here, so I'm going to get a drop on him. The nice thing about what the pig volley gun actually does, I'm going to try to snipe his gears here and get a crit on him right away. Wow, we got more than half his health gone with 3 shots there. The nice thing about the pig volley gun, what it does is it lobs grenades in an arcing trajectory like that. With the splash damage upgrade, it can be very devastating, and again, they are comboed with the storm and the shock jockey there, causing the spread to chain other enemies. Is a very good combination. But the great thing about it is you can stun lock heavy enemies with it by using this. If you can get a shock jockey going on a Patriot, you can stun lock Patriots by just repeatedly hitting them with it over and over again, and they won't be able to recover because they're constantly doing this damage animation. The only problem is you only have them stun locked until you run out of ammo in your magazine, so you got to be quick about it. And with how quickly Patriots can charge you, it can be quite dangerous. So you really want to be careful with that. A lot of these guys are pretty lightly armed with just pistols and machine guns. They're just the regular enemies we fought at the beginning of the game, but they're scaled on the tier list to be the equivalent health and damage that they would be at this point in the game. What are we at? Tier 2, Tier 3 now at this point? Oh my god! Okay, that's way too many guys. You guys are gonna have to get off with the get off button, the Bucking Bronco. As you can see, the volley gun just annihilated those guys pretty quickly, and it does have a decent amount of ammo capacity in the magazine, even more so if you have the Day 1 DLC upgrade. I died there, unfortunately, but I managed to take out most of those guys, so we're almost done with this encounter. Elizabeth dragging us up a flight of stairs, somehow, and looking very flustered. Poor thing. Pretty low on sniper rifle ammo, but that's not going to matter soon, so I'm actually going to use as much of it as I care to right now. I was actually not intending for that to happen. During my test run, it didn't happen quite as bad, but all these officers up here in this upper level are eventually going to realize what's going on downstairs and come down there to fight you. So this may seem like a superfluous encounter, but it actually has a lot going on. If I didn't say so before, there was a infusion in that room that we hacked into. And you can hack your way to either side of this downstairs room. It's a symmetrical room. You can use the lockpicks to get into either side, and you might want to unlock both sides actually, so you can encounter the enemies from either side, or have one way be your way in, the other way be your way out, so you can double back and not get surrounded by those enemies coming in from behind you, like I had happen just there. That can happen. That does happen. It will happen. So, like I was saying, the pig volley gun, it's very good. I'll be demonstrating it more as we go.
I hold in my hand the private journal of Comstock's wife. It puts the lie to this miracle child nonsense. She loved the child not. It seems the sainted lady would have preferred to let the seed of the prophet just dry out on the bedsheets.
So I actually kind of sequence broke that there because Elizabeth is supposed to comment on the fact that that's Slate's locker before
Looks like our guy
we
has our
actually
attention.
get that
Fancy pudding, though.
voxophone. And then when we pick it up, we realize what it's about, and it's actually really interesting. And even though it's a very brief sequence there, that basically calls into question some of Elizabeth's confidence in her mother. So very interesting. So in a brilliant plan concocted by Booker DeWitt, we're going into Finkton to find Chen Lin the gunsmith, so we can manufacture weapons to supply an uprising for the Vox Populi. I see no way that this could go wrong, ladies and gentlemen. And by doing so, he will in turn trade us back our airship.
This child was created from whole cloth by divine will. I am a believer, but I am not a fool. His bastard shall not be raised under this roof. My mother. She had me locked in that tower.
Elizabeth.
I just want to get out of this city. Please.
Come on, controller. I've had enough of this for Bulletstorm. Yeah, see, we were supposed to get that dialogue we were supposed to get that dialogue before we picked up that voxophone, because then Elizabeth would. It's her mother's journal, and it seems kind of random that it'd be put here, and maybe you can fault the writing for that. But honestly, I think it's fine. I mean, the pacing of the game is not hindered by that, but it's necessary information to keep the plot interesting. And I will always compliment the Bioshock series on having a very clear direction as far as what you're doing, why, and where you're supposed to go. You know, who you're fighting and why you're fighting them. Have a reason to carry a gun. That is essentially how you make a story-driven FPS game. And this game does incredibly well at it. The whole series does. Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
Hello?
Mr. DeWitt?
Yes.
Hold for Mr. Fink, please.
What's going on?
DeWitt, Fink here. Listen, my boy, we've had our eye on you, and I can tell you right now that you are our top candidate. Top! Now, my associate, Mr. Flambeau, will help you with anything you need.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
He seems oddly pleased to make your acquaintance. Well, the man's got an ego.
Finkton is truly a despicable place, if I didn't say so before. Again, all the workers are oppressed, and you can just listening to the dialogue, you can kind of tell, like, the themes at work here. I mean, he's like, oh, you know, you're not allowed to spend your money at other places other than, you know, at the company store because we don't want you to get vandalized and ripped off. But it's really just, like, his way of being oppressive and being like, you belong to me, your money belongs to me, everything.
Now, some say to me, think, why is it that we get paid in tokens that are only good at the company store? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be damned if I let any of you poor folk get robbed. It's
quite a visually stunning sequence, though.
You see, the Fink company store brings you Fink products at a price designed specifically for the Fink worker.
Jeremiah Fink has got to be the most detestable person in this whole game. I'm surprised we didn't kill him back at the raffle.
Mr. DeWitt, welcome to Finkton. You'll find a variety of supplies here.
I'll buy that for $1. This guy knows me quite well already. So, this guy has graciously handed us a token of his appreciation. He's handed us a new weapon. He's handed us the revolver, the hand cannon. It's a percussion cap pistol that fires, from what I can tell, either the old ball and cap rounds or 45 long colt. It has a break action, kind of like a Schofield revolver break action top to it. It's not based off a real gun, but boy is it awesome. No one would disagree this is one of the best weapons in the game because it's so much fun to use. It deals a hell of a lot of damage and it's very precise. So this is my other go-to precision weapon other than the sniper rifle. Now that we have that, we have basically every weapon in the game I care about.
Here it is.
Alright, so there's a lot of exploring to do down here in Finkton, as it's technically a separate level, but but I'm going to be doing most of that as needed, like depending on where we're going. I need to go in here first and visit Chen Lin, the gunsmith, and get things started here with the Vox.
We got enough problems without this damn fool shooting up the city and blaming it all on the Vox. Though if he's amiable, yeah, he might be just the fellow we need for our immediate concerns.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that exactly a year or 2 years ago today, I was sitting in GameStop with my ex-girlfriend and a couple of my other friends waiting on the midnight launch of this game. Yeah, tomorrow will be the 2-year anniversary of this game, and I can't believe it's 2 years old already after how long it's been in development hell. And how long it took me to test play it all the way through and get ready for this Let's Play, but I'm glad I waited.
49 days under a Bodhi tree until he achieved enlightenment.
Something tells me Comstock doesn't cater to idols getting worshipped that ain't him. Hello? Hello? Mr. Lin? Chen Lin? Is anybody here?
Huh, I don't see any Chen Lin here.
Local constabulary, no doubt. Excuse me. Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you. We're looking for Mr. Lin. Mr. Chen Lin?
Booker.
Mr. Lin, not here. He gone.
Gone?
They take flying squad.
I don't know what it is about her, like, maybe they just didn't put enough detail into her, but she looks so disproportionately big next to Elizabeth.
Give back to Melin.
Where did they take him?
Club. Everyone take to good time club.
Where is this club? Ma'am, please, where is this club?
Booker, we'll find it. Just leave her be.
Why not Vox Populi help Chen Lin? Why not Daisy Fitzroy help Chen Lin?
Cops. The kind who probably...
Now, if you try to go into the Good Time Club before going here first, they would just tell you, come back during showtime, and you'll find out what that means soon enough. Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this. Alright, we're gonna get ready for an encounter here. And it's a... Take it from Serious Sam, it's a big effing encounter.
Down here.
Alright, where is he? There's some gear and a sniper rifle up here. This is a relatively good gear, the shock jacket. But I'm going to keep the nitro vest just because I'm reliant on splash damage weapons so much throughout most of this game. It's one of my go-to pieces of gear. Alright, new enemy type, the Handyman! The Handyman, as you know, is one of the signature enemies of this game. It's basically the equivalent of the Big Daddy for this game. You only fight a handful of them in the game, and I'm going to try to pull off this fight without any deaths, but it's very difficult. First of all, I wanted to possess that turret there to draw some aggro away from him. He is susceptible to murder of crows. It doesn't really do any damage to him, but it does get him distracted. You can vigor combo that with, what do you call it? Devil's Kiss to get some damage in on there. Thanks, Elizabeth, for throwing that through a wall. You want to keep moving, though. He has so many different attacks. He has a lunge attack. He has several different melee attacks. He has an electric discharge attack that he can use at range, and he can use as an AoE attack. And also, if there are sky rails, he can attach himself to the sky rail and electrocute it. We'll be demonstrating that later. But really, you just want to keep moving and not stand still for too long. You can use the hooks in this area to just get yourself some distance away from him before you attack him again. You can also stun lock the Handyman with the volley gun as well, which I highly recommend. I got some good damage in on him there. But you definitely just want to keep getting some distance with those sky hooks, just jumping off. See, he can look at how much ground he can pick up with one leap. And there's the electric attack there. But the idea is keep running until you hear him. If you're really low on health or ammo and you don't want to get hit, keep running until you hear him start to cough. And that means he needs to stop for a couple seconds to cool down. His critical hit point is right there at his heart. And there's actually an achievement for killing one by only hitting him in the heart, which I think is damn near impossible. I don't know how you could possibly do that. If anybody has a good method for doing that, please let me know. I would really like to do that. Ran out of ammo for the hand cannon there, so I'm going to have to switch it back over to sniper rifle that was up here. But we'll be switching back soon enough. It's just whatever I have available for me at the time. If I didn't say so before, the volley gun is good against him. Probably more so than the rocket launcher. But if you're going to use the rocket launcher, definitely just get your shot off and keep going. Just do not stop. And I'm going to go ahead and buy a couple things here. I definitely want to increase the damage on my 4 go-to weapons. The damage boost of the volley gun, and the rocket launcher, and also the sniper rifle and the hand cannon. See, this is really bad here. I'm in trouble. Hopefully I'll be able to get away from him in time to not die. Not quite. Alright, we didn't get a flawless handyman fight the first time.
Keep your eyes open.
Unfortunately, he's probably going to heal a fair bit from that too. The great part about it is, though, is that he is not automatically drawn to our location when we respawn, so we can kind of get the drop on him if we can find out where he is. He's just kind of sitting awkwardly in the environment. Over here is a rather interesting area because there's a tear here that you can kind of hear things going on in the background. It's only temporary. It's supposed to allude to something, but I'm not really sure what.
I never heard that song before.
Oh, I've been meaning to mention this, but there's just so much to say about the handyman. It's probably going to take me every handyman encounter in the game to talk about everything that you have to know about fighting him. But one thing that's very important to note is do not use Shock Jockey against him because he is immune to it. You would think if he's anything like the Big Daddies, then he would be susceptible to it, but he's completely immune to it. I don't think it heals him, it doesn't absorb it, he's just immune. So don't use it, just don't do it. Alright, see, this is good. I've got him trapped there with the turret, and I managed to just unlock him with the volley gun. Alright. We put him down. And he dropped some gear. Let's pick it up. And every single handyman fight in the game will drop gear, as far as I know. Maybe 1 or 2 will not drop gear, but almost all of them drop gear. It's not really unique gear. It's random, just like everything else is. And I'll go buy some more ammo for the hand cannon here soon. But now we've dealt with him, it's time to enter the Good Time Club and find Chen Lin if we can.
Yeah. Can't see how I might have changed
Alright,
your
some
sense of
backup
that.
ammo. I definitely need that for the volley gun. You thought we were done with difficult encounters for this chapter. Oh no. We're just getting started.
Head inside and find Mr. Lin. And just